Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're once again continuing our Trackmania Royal tutorial series. We'll be taking a look at today's new map, be doing a drive-through of it. I'll run you through if there's any tips or strategies that might be able to help you out. I hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial series. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you are. And let's get into the video. Alright, here we are on the new track for today. It's called Choice by Zaevik90, another map by Zaevik. We've had a few of his. I think this is a really solid idea for a map. I think the execution is there at times, but overall it's probably not done the best. Basically, it works off this principle of, I think, 3 different paths on every single track. We have an easy path, a medium, and a difficult path, with easiest being the slowest, the difficult being the fastest. And I think it's done well, but I think there are times when he's gauged the difficulty of the difficult section a little bit poorly. I think the difficult section is the most viable in all cases bar blue. I think the blue medium path is really well done. Other than that, I think the difficult path is just the only real viable option because it's not that much difficult, and I think there's cases, for example on red here, where the easy path is actually more difficult. Personally, and I think the medium path on most of them are unviable. Apart from blue, I think it's really viable on blue. I think blue's done really well. I think this level of difficulty is really, really well done. I don't think the easy path's done well, but I think medium and hard are done really, really well on blue. But overall, I like the map. I like the idea. I think the execution is just not quite there, but I think overall it's a really solid royal map. So let's get into it. Okay, so on the white section, what I'm going to do is I'll do a playthrough on every single, so I'll go easy through hard, and then I'll explain which one I'll be taking when I play it in a match and why. So for the white easy section, we basically drive to the left. We have to wait for this timing. This timing's really, really slow. But it's easy to finish. All we do is drive in here. The only way we can really die is if we wait in here for too long and we get crushed by that piston, which is unlikely. So that's the easy path on white. Now for the medium path on white, what we want to do, drive down onto the pipe here. Go between these spinners. So as you can see, we're not waiting as long for the timing here, so it's a little bit faster than waiting for the pistons, and up to the finish here. And now the difficult path on white, what we want to do, line ourselves up with these railings, and then drive straight down, no timing to wait for, and through the white section. And I'll definitely be taking the railings on the white section. I think it's so much faster than everything else, there's no timing to worry about, and the difficulty, it isn't too bad. It's pretty much drive straight, and as long as you're comfortable with driving up those railings, you'll be fine. Okay, so the green easy section, what we do is go around on this pipe. Just go around to the left. Very long way around. Follow it around. No timing blocks to worry about. And that's the easy path on green. Now the green medium path, we do have timing blocks. So we just have to drive around these pistons. And just follow this single platform, go around the pistons, and to the finish. Now, we have the green difficult path. So for the difficult path on green, we have these spinners. Really aggressive spinners. And we basically just have to steer right on them. Take them fairly slowly. It's still a lot faster than the other sections, even if you take it fairly slowly. And so that's the one I'll be going for in game. Again, it's basically just drive the finish, just steer right as you go over the spinners there, and it's just so much faster than the other two paths. Okay, so for the blue easy path, what we want to do is drive to the left, go up here, transition to the top, wait for this timing block, we drive through the center here. And now this part here of blue is, I think the difficulty here is really, really poorly gauged. I think this is a very, very difficult transition to make here compared to the other parts of blue. And this is on the easy section. So what we do is we drive down here onto this and to the finish. And I think because of that, the blue easy section is just not viable at all. Now we have the medium section on blue, medium difficulty. So we go through the water here onto the pipe because we have water tires. We can't slow down on plastic. But over the pipe, over the transitions, and through the finish. Now the difficult section on blue, which I think is really well done. I think that the blue section is really well done with the scaling of difficulty, apart from that easy section. I think it's just completely unviable. But for blue, we do this. Drive over them railings, take it slow if you want to take this path. But I think the best section on blue is the medium section. There's no timing blocks, there's a good scale of difficulty, and I think you can push it harder than the more difficult section. And I think that makes it the best section to drive on blue personally. It's the only one where I don't take the difficult path. Okay, so for the red easy path, we go to the left. We go over this really, really slow piston bridge. This is the bridge why I think this section is just completely unviable, because it's still failable after this. So it's such a big time loss if you do fail it after this. And it still is very failable, because we have this bridge where we have to pick one of these railings and jump on. Like, I almost failed it there. I think this section is completely unviable for red. Now we have the red medium section. So for the medium section, we want to jump up onto this pipe, cross through this spinner, make it down and up this, cross across this spinner, and have time to line ourselves up here, through the middle here, drop down to the plastic, and through the finish. Okay, so for the difficult section on red, what we want to do is just hold air brake the whole time we drop down here, get ourselves lined up here, because we need speed, so build up speed, make this jump, and then it's just a straight shot to the finish. And because it's just that kind of one difficult jump, again, I think the difficult way is the most viable section there. As long as you're holding air brake, lining yourself up with those railings, and then just gassing it, you're fine. Like, it's not too difficult, and I think it's just too much for time save to ignore. Okay, so the easy section now on black, we go through slow-mo. So once we're through the slow-mo, take this bit fairly slow. It's hard to gauge your kind of stopping time when you're in slow-mo, so just don't go too fast. I'm hovering around the 50 speed, I think. Once you're through all that, you just jump to the finish. Just stay sort of centered as you go over those platforms. It's not too bad of an easy section for black, so it probably is viable. Honestly, the easy section on black probably is viable. I just think the difficult section is just too much of a time save to ignore. Okay, so for the medium section on black, we do go through a cruise control and through a looping. So I like to do this in cam 3. You don't have to. This is entirely personal preference. But I find it easier in cam 3. We also need a little bit of speed for this cruise control block. So we kind of just gas it from the start. So let's go. Build up speed over the cruise control. Go to the left in the looping. You can just bonk over this. Jump into this railing. So we bounce back into the finish. Alright. So now we have the black difficult section. What we're doing is lining ourselves up with the finish, waiting for the blocks to be about halfway extended, and then we're going. And ideally you want to be more centered than that. I was a little bit too far to the left, but as long as you do that, you'll make it across. Alright, so now we'll do a playthrough of the map the way I would play it in a game. So on white, I'm going to go for the difficult section. And through. On green, we'll also go for the difficult section. So again, just over the pipes, through the finish. On the blue section, I think the best one here is the middle section personally. And this is just what I'm driving. This is what I think is the most viable for me. You drive whatever you're most comfortable with. There's no wrong answers on this map, in my opinion. So once again, for red, I'll be going for the difficult section. Now, you can drop down perfectly lined up for this, which we did, which makes it even faster. If you do that, it's safe to just go for it. You'll build up enough speed, but yeah, it all depends on your landing, really. Alright, the black section one more time. I go for the difficult way, the no steer way, across here and through the finish. So that is how Choice by Zaevik90 is driven. Yeah, again, I think it's a pretty solid map. I quite like it. I think, yeah, just the difficult sections are probably the most viable in a lot of cases. But of course, if you're not comfortable driving them, the other options are there. And yeah, I think it's a pretty fun map. No real complaints. I don't think there's anything really to complain about. So I hope this tutorial helps you guys out. And thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.